I used to stay up all night trying to find my place, chasing neon lights and looking for some kind of trace.
Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you, getting into my weekly check-in for this month of July. It's already July 8th. I'm way behind the 8-ball on this one. I just there's so much been going on. I finally have my parents moved into their new home, and I've been helping them with that. And then we had a family day yesterday, or date day, I should say, with me and my husband went out. And so a lot of things have been happening. There's a lot of spending going on. It's the summer. We're having fun. I hope you guys are too in your daily life. So let's go ahead and dive into the numbers and see how I'm going to change it up just a little bit this month. Okay, so weekly check-in. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I have 6 categories that I look at every week, and I go over the numbers and I explain what we spent, whether it's a good idea, a bad idea, or whatever. And we're just going to kind of see the real life of things. And that's all I do here. So let's go ahead and get into those numbers. Instead of breaking down what I plan for the entire month into weeks, which is what I had been doing previously. Let me see if I can find last month's weekly check-in, which I haven't closed out last week's. Let's do the previous month. I got to do that close. I filmed it and then deleted it. I didn't mean to. So I still got to close out June, but we are in July right now. So let's go ahead and here. So I would have it broken down by weeks and what I planned for the total month. I'm not doing that this time. I put the whole total at the top for each category for the entire month, and then I'm going to subtract down. That way, if I want to add more to a category, I can, and make more decisions. Also, all the money that we need for the entire month happens right here at the first of the month. So it's okay to do it this way. It may not work for you. You may have to go back and see my previous videos on how I broke it up each week, and then and maybe run your budget that way. If that works for you, that's what you should do. But I want to give this a try. I haven't done this in a long time. I don't know if I've ever done it this way, but I do know a lot of people that like to do it this way because they do have an income that has everything at the front of the month, and every month my husband gets paid on the 1st, so that is where we're starting from. All right, where do I get my numbers? A couple places. I'll show you the place I don't show very often, but I'm kind of showing a little bit more often than usual. All my spending goes on to a credit card, and then once a week I pay off the credit card. So let me show you my spending tracker. I have it highlighted with different categories, and these are all the categories. And then I have a spending calendar, which most of you are familiar, and that's how I show you guys where the spending went, what days were I spent the most, and things like that. There's a lot of data you can get and that you can track out of your spending. So let's look at what we got. So this is the whole month thus far, up to the 8th. A couple items that I know are going to happen on the 10th. I had to put them on here because I already prepaid for them. So in order to get this to balance. But other than that, everything is on here. I have my spending and a few bills that have come onto the credit card. So I need to make sure I keep everything in good working order, and I keep a running balance of how much I owe, and then what the available credit is in the credit card. Now you see a note here. It says my dad balance $880.42. This is stuff I had to prepay for him, and he is going to be paying me back. And once that happens, I'll zero out my account. Now, even though I've been leaving a balance on my credit card for what my dad is planning to pay for the move that he just did to move in the same city that I live in, so we can all be close together. He just needs time to write the checks, basically, and we need to go over the numbers to make sure my numbers are accurate with his. But I've been making sure that when I do make my payments for the stuff for our household, that the balance left over is that amount, and we're paying it. I consider that paid off until I can get with my dad. Now, we just finished everything this week. I actually had a storage unit that I rented for an entire month. We just emptied it this weekend and turned it back over to the storage facility so they can re-rent it out. We are done with the storage unit. So that's there, and other things that happened. And that was the previous month in June. So this is what carried over from last month that we spent. I did start the new spending period on June 28th. And we are going to go through July 4th. And we're going to end right here. These sinking funds in gray are not going to be on the spending. I actually pay them from a savings account. When I am paying my credit card back for all the spending, that comes out of our checking account. So some of these items will not be on there, but that's okay. That's just how I do my accounting. You may do it totally different. I am cashless. I do not actually have cash, but this is how I track my numbers and make sure everything is paid properly in full based on the credit card. So I have to pay attention to every detail on the credit card. I just can't swipe it and go. I need to track everything, and this is how I track. So this is one part of it, and this is a combination of checking account, savings account, credit card, all of the spending and all the things. I have my savings my sinking funds in a money market savings account that's in the same bank as my credit card, that's in the same bank as my checking account. They're all one bank. I use one only bank. That's it. It makes life so much easier to do it instead of having all these different accounts. And it works well, and I don't have to move money around from different places. So I just move it within the bank I work with. Now to all the July spending, which is a lot, but we're only going to go from here. Now you're going to see the 28th, 29th, and 30th of June, and then we're going to the 4th. So there's a lot here to track. And as you can see, I already made a payment here to pay these days. So that's what we're going to go through. I'm going to do a Friday to Thursday weekly check-in. I meant to film this on Friday and get it up to you on Saturday, but that did not happen because it was a busy weekend. But going forward, I will be filming on Friday and hopefully get up Friday or Saturday. It just depends. And I used to have this schedule because my husband got paid every other Friday, but he doesn't anymore. I may go back to this schedule because I really liked it and it flowed so much easier. So I think I might go back to that. Okay, here we go. So we are doing week 1 of the weekly check-in. It's the 28th through the 4th. And I only have one no spend day here. And we're going to start with grocery household, which is the pink stickers that you see on my calendar here. So we spent $96.45 at Meijer, just typical grocery stuff, odds and ends stuff for lunches for my husband to take to work, meals and stuff like that for the house. And then my husband went grocery shopping for specific items. That was $37.09 here. And then over here, I ran in the store and picked up 2 items that we needed for my husband's lunches, extra snacks and stuff, because he works. When he works, he drives on site to certain places, and then he pulls over in a safe place and just eats lunch. So that's how that works. That was $7.68, and he wanted a couple items, so we picked them up here after church. And then Amazon, $16.45. I buy in bulk 4 packs of those Reynolds Wrap sheet parchment paper, and I cook on those almost daily. Well, definitely daily. I'm always using them every day. So I buy a pack of 4 of those, and then it's $16.45. That way I don't have to find them in the grocery store because they sell out pretty quick where I'm at. And then the last one we have, I have a stuffy nose today. I do apologize, so it might sound a little nasally, but I've been outside a lot, so there you go. $193 or $191.37. I did a big grocery haul at my grocery store and just bought a lot of meats. There were some meats on sale, and I have them in my freezer and ready to go, ground beef packages and stuff like that. And that is that for grocery household. So let's go ahead and total these numbers up. All right, we spent $349.04. Okay, so the next thing we have is eating out or restaurants. That's what REST stands for. It doesn't mean rest and relaxation. It means eating out. And we have a lot of transactions here. So there was a lot of days where we were unloading a storage unit, moving my parents and stuff like that. We were exhausted unpacking things and stuff like that. So we just decided to pick up food instead of cooking. And that slowed down a little bit here. Well, actually, no, it didn't slow down at all. There were just certain days that I just was not cooking. So let's look at all the eating out numbers here. So we have here first Freddy's. It's Freddy's custard smash burger and custard. I don't know. It's a diner place, and it looks retro's 50s, the red leather seats and the red and white check and black check inside the restaurant. It's really cute retro place. And my husband got something to eat, and I got ice cream because I'd already ate and I just wanted a snack. And that was $18.32. Oops. My sons ordered their Pop John pizza. That was $31.52 with a tip for the delivery driver. And then we have $22.56 here. That was Taco Bell. It's no longer cheap anymore. We got 2 meals from Taco Bell. And then later that night after dinner, we had a date night and got ice cream, which I've been craving a lot lately, at the Steak and Shake. And we got the old-fashioned, really tall a frosted glass with the whipped cream and cherry on top. They're beautiful. Steak and Shake ice cream shakes, milkshakes, and so that was $10.58 for the both of us. We each got one, and it was a fun date. So kind of retro, kind of fun. Then on this day was a very busy day, and I think we were my boys and I were helping, and we were moving my family and stuff. So we grabbed all 4 of us dinner. It was $42.57. From Chick-fil-A, 4 meals from Chick-fil-A, and $38.76. This includes a 20% tip from King Buffet, where my husband and I went out again because I was having a rough time, and I'm like, we're going out. And he's like, okay. So that's what we do. These aren't excuses. These aren't regrets. These are just what happened, and that is decisions we've made. And you're going to see that we're making a lot of decisions, and I might have to increase categories and stuff. And we will go through that once the time comes. Throughout the month, we'll make decisions as we go. So let's total these numbers up. Okay, our total is $164.31. All right, we had 2 miscellaneous. One was Menards, and that is $35.14. I'm trying to remember what we got. So I'm not sure exactly what I got at Menards. I think it was something to help with the move. I know that's what the intention was when we went to the store, but now I can't remember. But I did look at the receipt. Part of it was 4 stakes, that stake in the ground, these poles for camping and things like that. My husband wanted an extra set of those. And then I can't remember what the other thing we got. It's slipping my mind. And anyways, it doesn't matter. We spent $35.14 and stuff we wanted and needed, and there we go. And then the other thing I spent was Shutterfly. Now, if you saw me last month for Memorial Day time frame, I spent money on Shutterfly, which is a company that does photo prints, and I use them to print 4x6s of anytime my son and I go to like GalaxyCon, or earlier this year we went to Lexington Con and get autographs and all those things, and prints of those selfies that we take at these things. Well, they were running a 50% off sale, and I got a 12 by 36. That's the size. Very large, very long picture in my living room. It turned out beautiful, of my great-grandparents' house. And yeah, it's just one of those sentimental things. It's still in the family, but it's belongs to my dad's stepmom since his dad passed away, and it'll kind of go through her family now. So I wanted to keep a picture. It's the last house that's standing in all the families, grandparents and stuff. It's kind of a homestead for us in West Virginia. So I have this great picture hanging in my dining area and absolutely love it. So I made one for my dad because he requested one. He gave me $30 cash, but I don't have a bank to put the cash back in. But I went ahead and got it. It was $26.56 just for the print. He has to find a frame and stuff like that, but he'll take care of that. So that was the miscellaneous stuff we got for this week. We had one gas purchase for $64.83. Been driving a lot. I didn't budget enough for that this month, but we will figure out how to make it work. $64.83. No money went to copay. I will have a copay charge for next week, but not this week. We had a prescription that we just put in, so that there will be a charge for that. Okay, so that is all the money that was spent. Went on the credit card that goes to my categories. So I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to go over here. And you know what? I did not total up miscellaneous. Let's total that really quick. 35, 14. I feel like I'm out of practice. I do apologize. I'm all over the map today. 26.56. So we spent $61.70. And I need to find out how much to pay back the credit card, which includes bills, but that's after I finish the weekly check-in. So we are going to take this total here, and I'm just going to kind of fold it this way. And my notebook is getting thick with all the things and stuffs in it. Here we go. So I know I spent $349.04, and I always go in the same order every time. That way, when I go to write it, it's easy to write it in the same order. So 164.31, 61.70, and then gas was 64.83. I'm going to have to add money to this somehow this month, so I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. 0 for copays. And if I have a buffer in my checking account and I want to use it, I use my line item with unbudgeted, but I have such a little, less than $20 of a buffer in my checking account, I am not doing any unbudgeted. So if I have to spend money that would cause me to go to this, I have to get it out of savings, and that's a whole different way of actually paying for things. So these are my categories. I have no unbudgeted, I have no copay, and then those are the totals that I have left. So we're going to find out what balance we have left, and I'm going to show you what I've learned from other budgeters, mostly Sara Marie Stickers. This is how she does her weekly check-ins. She just kind of gives an average for what's left of the rest of the month, based on how many weeks are left, and then she knows if she needs to cut back on her spending or if she has a little wiggle room, things like that. So I have $1,600 I planned for the month. Now this is grocery, household, cleaning supplies, anything that's for the house. Not home decor stuff, but anything for the house that is needed. Mostly those items, groceries, cleaning supplies, kitchen, bathroom, toiletries, personal hygiene stuff. All of that comes out of this grocery household category. So for 4 adults, that can add up for the month. I usually budget high for this to have wiggle room in the budget. So we spent $349.04. I try to give myself $350 to $400 a week every week for the month. That usually keeps us pretty good, and we stay in range there. So this is looking very familiar to me, so we're good here. I have $1,250.96. I do know some of this is already spent because I just came back from the grocery store. So, but that will be week 2 check-in. But I can easily take the math and go, okay, where we're at right now, are we doing good? Do I need to hold things back? Let's see where we're at. So notes I can make for myself. Usually I just make a check mark that I've already paid it, which I have. So I'm going to do a check mark here. Other notes I can put is I can divide this by the number of weeks left, and I'll show you that. So if week 1 ended on the 4th of July, I'm counting Friday, this was a Friday, to the 4th, the 28th to the 4th. And normally these two would be up here. So that's how it would go. But I had to use, I'm paying for the previous month's last 3 days in the month of July. That's what I'm doing here. So Friday, so this Thursday to Friday. Next week, week 2 will be the 5th through the 11th. The 12th through the 18th is the 3rd week, and then 19th through the 25th is the 4th week, and then 26th through the 31st is going to be week 5. I typically do week 5 because most months are not even enough to do it, and 4 weeks every month, it just doesn't work out that way. So that is where we're at. This is what the schedule is going to be. Next week, I'll do the 5th through the 11th. Once that happens on the 12th, I will get a video up for you guys. You can see where I'm at every week. So there's that. So let's see, how many weeks do we have left? That's what I was trying to do. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're in week 1. There's 5 weeks for me. So I'm going to divide it by 4 weeks left. And I know I have about $312 per week. So divided by, let's see if I can write this. I'll do the check mark at the end. So divided by 4 equals 312. I don't need the change in there. And then check mark that I've already paid it. So that is notes I can make to myself. This is notes you can make to yourself as you're doing your budget. If you have another process or if you use actual cash, that would work too. That gives you the visual that you need to know what you're spending for the rest of the month. All right, so now I need to go through the rest of these numbers. And I have 600 for restaurants minus the 164.31. That gives me $435.69 for the rest of the month. I'm going to divide it by 4. That is very sloppy. I do apologize. Make sure I got that right. 164.31 divided by 4. Wait a minute, what am I doing? No, not 164. Jeez. 435.69 divided by 4. Okay, so yeah, that gives me $109 right there. Oops, I don't have room for that. Sorry, this is all just sloppy. All right, divided by 4 equals 108. So I know that's what I have every week, and I'm in a glare. I do apologize. Okay, so I have 300 that I planned for miscellaneous. I'm taking 61.70 out that I actually spent. That leaves me a balance of 238.30 divided by the 4 weeks. See if I can write this neat and slow. Divided by 4. I don't know if I'm going to do this every time, but I will definitely write it this time around. $59.57. So yeah, $59 a week would be fine. I'll leave the change, and there we go. So I already paid that, and that's what that tells me. So 200 minus 64.83. I know I'm going to be over budget for gas. I did not budget high enough. I should have done 300. We will see how, not how, but where the money's coming from. I don't know if I'm going to need it out of savings or out of one of these categories, so we will wait and see. 135.17 divided by the 4. And that gives me $33 for each week. I know I've already kind of gotten close to spending all of it based on what I've already purchased here recently. Yeah. So as you will see in week 2, my husband and I had another day date and went to, I think it's called Versailles, and there's a farm out there, and we went blackberry picking and stuff. So you'll see that next week and what we spent there, and went to the farm and just had just a good day of spending and having a little bit of fun and doing an activity together. So yeah, we spent a lot of money there. But if I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to have a little fun, I'm going to do all the things, even if it's way out of proportion of spending than I should. I just have to plan for it and be strategic about it. But I definitely wanted to do this. So we try to do this once a year. Ko-Fi was nothing. That's $75. And 75 divided by 4 weeks. Well, I still have $75 left in that. I'm not even going to do any division. I just know this is going to cover the prescription. It's going to be more than what we need for the rest of this month. I think we're going to have 2 more prescriptions this month besides the one next week. So $75 should cover everybody. I'm just going to let it go low. But this is the average per week that I would need going forward for these other categories that I know that are pretty random most of the time. We have 0 balance. I never want a balance in that. And then, yeah, there's nothing to do with unbudgeted. So that's really good. That is the goal, to stay out of unbudgeted and not have to use money from savings to pay for the budget. And this gives me a strategic way of looking at what's going forward. This is new to me, so if I sound a little hesitant, it's just because I'm still working out the kinks. I've never really budgeted this way. And if I did, it was like a really long time ago. So, but I know how much I have left. And I like seeing the $312 for groceries every week and the $104 or $108 for the eating out. Those are the ones I'm most concerned about. So that works out pretty good. Miscellaneous I can work with. Gas, I'm just going to have to find where the money's coming from. So that is my weekly check-in. I did say all this goes on the credit card, so I still have to pay attention to the bills because some of the bills go on the credit card. Why did I put it on the credit card? I already had a rewards card. I wouldn't have been using a credit card right now if it wasn't for the fact that 2 years ago we knew we were moving from Virginia to Kentucky after my husband retired from the Navy. This is the state he's from. This is where my extended family's from, so I'm very familiar with the areas and have family here. My parents just moved here, so we wanted to be able to have the best rate possible when we got the interest rate for our loan. We knew we were getting a loan. Now that we've done that, really the credit card doesn't matter. I can go straight back to the debit card, but it just has enough perk of us getting probably about $1,000 cash back by the end of the year for us to put everything on the credit card and pay it off every week. So that's why I do it. I did watch, I think his name is Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know. It's one of the Dave Ramsey's personalities. I gotta find him. He's so funny. If you haven't seen his videos on YouTube about budgeting and how they go, they're just hilarious. I really like them. George Camel, that's his name. Camille. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, let me find his page. So that's him. He's a Dave Ramsey personality. I like him. He's the only one I really like out of all of them. I do like Rachel Cruz, but he's the one I'll actually watch the videos on. And he made a statement the other day that you have to be careful with credit cards, even if you pay it off every week, because you could be spending more and budgeting more in a category higher just because you know that's your habit of how you're spending. And I thought that was a really good point. I'm trying to remember what video it was. It might have been 8 types of credit cards. No. I don't know. It was one of his videos. I can't really remember. But anyway, he he's really funny. His videos are really funny, and I enjoy listening to him. So if you want to find somebody to listen to, he's a good guy, and his videos are pretty short. They're 9-10 minutes long. Some of them are 25 minutes long, but not most of them are not. And I recommend him. He's a lot of fun to listen to. And he made a really good point that you could be spending more because you're using your credit card, even though you're paying it off every week. If you wanted to reduce how much you were spending, cash would help trick your brain into going, I don't need these extra things that I have habits on buying just because I have the cash. So I really like that concept, and I've been thinking about that a lot this week. So even though it has not curbed my spending, and I've been spending more because it's summer and I get it, but we're having a lot of fun too at the same time. So you have to be able to balance all of it. And that's why your budget always has to be fluid, and you have to make sure you have the cash available to do it, and do the cost analysis. Is it worth the money you're spending? And so far for us, yes, it's worth the money we're spending. Back to the budget. We are doing the bills. These are the ones that went on the credit card. They're highlighted in blue. So I already know how much we did all the spending. Now we're going to add these bills. I have some of my tithing goes on there because it's online tithing, and I just use my credit card to do that. PHC, Pregnancy Help Center, came out first. And then Paramount Plus, $6.99. I don't know if I'm going to have it next month, but I'm going to use it this month. I'm thinking about canceling a lot of the streamings. It will save us $28, I think, if I cancel them. My new amount for my Spectrum right now is $160.16. They've been doing some adjustments. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully it doesn't go back up to $171 again, but we'll see. $10.59 is my husband's. This might be his last month with that. I'm not sure. And then $95.06 is God's Outreach. It got delayed because I got my new credit card with the new expiration date and code and stuff. So I had to go and put the new credit card number, expiration date in to all the things that we buy online. So or pay for online. And so that was a heck of a day trying to find everything that had this number and to update all the different things. And so that billing got changed a little bit, and I had to redo it and start anew. And but it worked out. I got it all figured out. So we're going to total this up. All right, so we have $360.80, and that is what is on the credit card. All of these categories are on the credit card. Now here, I showed you earlier, we had sinking funds. I paid for these. Some of them I prepaid for, so I made note of that at the beginning. I just wanted to show you the breakdown of what that was, but I don't think we need to look at that again, so I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, well, I don't know why I'm trying to flip back. I can just total this up right now, and we're going to see how much we owe the credit card. Okay, so our credit card, that's not right. Hold on. I have a mistake here, I think. $35.14 plus 26. What's not 56? Okay, hold on. It's 53. So that's so funny. I copied the numbers wrong. So that is a 3, not a 6. Budgeting in real life here. So that makes this 70 go down to 67. There we go. That should get the math correct. Glad I caught that because that was confusing me for a second. 349.04 plus 164.31 plus 61.67 and 64.83 and then the 360.80. There we go. That is what I paid the credit card. $1,065. There we go. And I can show you back here where I made the payment. I've already marked that $1,065. $2.65 payment, and left what was left for my dad. And then I started spending again. That's week 2. So that is where we are now. That was the weekly check-in, and that is what we spent this week. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
I used to stay up all night trying to find my place, chasing neon lights and looking for some kind of trace to lead me out of darkness. Give me a little faith, something to make me stronger, someone who could light the way. Then you came to me